Welcome, everyone. Let's dive into the idea of asking yourself a single powerful question that really shapes your decisions and your overall happiness. Who is in charge right now?
Absolutely. That's a question that seems so simple yet. It really cuts to the core of our decision-making process.
Right. It's like every time we're faced with a decision, whether it's, say, choosing a career path or just deciding how to respond in a tough conversation, this question nudges us to check in with ourselves.
Yeah. And it's fascinating because the idea is that our actions come from one of two places, either from our heart and soul, or from the wounded parts of us, like that inner pain or anger.
Exactly. It's about recognizing whether at that moment your heart, your soul, your higher or true self is at the wheel, or if it's just, your ego, fear, or reactivity taking the reins.
Yep. And if it's the latter, like when we hear responses such as the part of me that's hurting or the part that's mad, it's usually a sign that our decisions might be less balanced or not in line with genuine happiness.
Right. Think about it like this. It's like you're driving a car, right? And if the steering wheel is being gripped by fear or anger, you're not likely to end up where you truly want to go.
I get that. But let me ask you, isn't it a bit too black and white sometimes to say that those tough feelings, the anger or hurt, are entirely off limits? I mean, emotions aren't inherently bad, right?
Good point. Absolutely. I mean, those parts of us, our ego, anger, the hurt, they're not inherently bad. They're signals, really, that something is happening inside.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
the key is not letting them drive our decisions.
Yeah, it's like a warning light on your car's dashboard. You notice it, you learn from it, but you don't let it determine your direction.
Exactly. When you ask who is in charge right now, and you get an answer that resonates with your heart or higher self, like my heart, my soul, my true self, it's a kind of assurance that you're navigating life in a more wholehearted and self-aware way.
That makes sense. And that's where inner healing and the journey to genuine happiness really kick in. It's about, making choices that come from the place of true alignment rather than from battled up pain.
Absolutely. It's a bit like a daily check-in, a ritual to make sure that you're not unknowingly letting your wounded side, take over. You see, every decision we make adds up to the tapestry of our lives, and hence, our happiness.
Right. Each little decision is like a stitch in that fabric, and when the stitches come from a place of genuine joy and self-compassion, the whole quilt of our lives looks just that much better.
Yeah, and what's really cool is how this idea empowers you to take responsibility. Instead of blaming external factors, you're asking yourself, who's steering my ship right now? And if it's not the best self, then maybe it's time to pause and choose differently.
Right. It's all about self-awareness and that inner dialogue. But I'm curious, how do you think someone can shift from having a wounded part in charge to, letting their heart and soul lead?
Well, it often starts with acknowledging those parts without judgment. Like you listen to what the hurt or the fear is saying, but then you consciously decide to not let that dictate your actions. It's a bit like checking your steering wheel before accelerating.
Yeah, I like that. That's a pretty relatable image. And it kind of reminds me of when we learn something new. You start by noticing what you already know, then you adjust as you learn more. In this case, it's being mindful of which part of you is actually in charge, right?
Exactly. And it's a practice that can be cultivated over time. Like think of it as training the mind to be more aware of its internal drivers, say through exercises, journaling, or even therapeutic practices. And for folks really interested, there's even a book and courses that explore this further, like the Soul Journal or the Negative Thinking and Feeling Cure course.
That's interesting. Right, they take these abstract ideas and give them some concrete exercises to, really build that inner awareness.
Exactly. It's like developing daily habits that ensure your actions come from a well-informed, heart-led space. And it really ties into wholehearted living, being true to yourself and engaging with life authentically.
Indeed, I can see how that resonates. But, let me play devil's advocate for a moment. Aren't there times when those, lower emotional states can serve a purpose, like maybe motivating you to change a situation? Or is it always a sign that you're off track?
Oh, good question. I mean, it's not about outright denying or suppressing those emotions. They're signals that something needs attention. But the point is not to let them control your actions entirely. It's, about recognizing them and then choosing a response that aligns with a deeper truth.
Fair enough. So it's more about listening and then, deciding to act from a place of inner wisdom rather than raw emotion.
Exactly. And those top answers like my heart, my soul, my wise self aren't just labels. They're metaphors for a state of being where your decisions are more balanced and truly
Yep,
fulfilling.
I follow. And it's interesting how this kind of inner dialogue could over time help us build healthier relationships and even lead to better goals and career decisions. Every choice becomes a conscious act.
Absolutely. When your decisions stem from your higher nature, they usually carry a sense of authenticity and long-term vision. It's not about making decisions in haste or out of reaction, but taking a pause to ask that crucial question.
So proactive. And that can really transform your overall life experience, like turning everyday choices into opportunities for personal growth and genuine happiness.
Right, because happiness isn't something you just stumble onto by accident. It's built through those mindful actions over time. It's more than just having all the external trappings. It's about cultivating an inner state that guides you every day.
Yep. There's an elegance in that approach, sort of like designing your own blueprint for life where your inner self is the architect.
Exactly, and it's a continuous process, really. You ask, who is in charge right now, at each juncture, and if you catch that it's your ego or fear steering the ship, you can, course correct.
Right? That's empowering. It reminds me of those moments in life where you almost feel hijacked by your emotions, and then you manage to reclaim control just by taking a second to reflect.
Yes, and it's in those moments that real growth happens. You learn to recognize the subtle differences between actions coming from genuine self-awareness versus those driven by protective wounded parts of you.
Absolutely. And, sometimes it might feel a bit challenging to always be that mindful, especially when emotions are running high. How do you think we can make that process more natural?
That's a great point. I think it starts small, like making it a habit to pause, even briefly, before acting. Eventually, that pause becomes almost instinctual. You slowly build that capacity to check
consistent
in with
practice is
yourself
key.
throughout the day.
And it's not a one-time fix, right? It's like exercising a muscle. You have to work at it every day.
Absolutely, it's a lifelong practice. And it's interesting how this one simple question can become a powerful tool in recalibrating your life's direction. It's a reminder that genuine happiness mostly happens when you let your actions come from your heart and soul.
Very true. I love that. It really puts responsibility in our hands. Instead of waiting for happiness to magically occur, we actively shape it with our choices.
Exactly. And if you ever feel off track, just ask yourself again, who is in charge right now? That reflection alone can steer you back to a path of
Yep, that's really
wholehearted
transformative.
living.
Yep, it's a reminder to always be conscious of our inner leadership. And honestly, that perspective can make all the difference in navigating life's ups and downs.
For sure. It's not about denying any part of ourselves, but letting the best parts, the ones that are, driven by genuine kindness and understanding, lead the way. And that's what truly creates a happy life.
Absolutely. Thanks for this great dive into the concept, reminding us that the real work starts within.
Thank you, too. Always a pleasure to explore these ideas together. Remember, everyone, the next time you're about to make a decision, pause and ask, who is in charge right now? It might just set the foundation for a truly happy life.